Hey, Kings of Dragons, Dragon King 551 here. I am back with another Michigan Wolverines video for the final one of the basketball season. This is the Sweet 16 recap video. Obviously, they lost. Their luck ran out for their Cinderella story. St. Peter's obviously has a bigger Cinderella story going here and stuff, but still pretty impressive of a team that everyone was saying has no chance of making the tournament, and they did and stuff. And I also want to just state out things before I get into this video. The reffing is definitely more awful than ever before because there are some bad calls, not just in Michigan and whatever team they're playing. I'm not trying to be biased one side to the other, but there has been games where I watched the Kansas game against Providence, and I believe I watched the Purdue game against St. Peter's or something. I forget which other game it was that I watched, but there was a Kansas incident in that Providence game where the guy was sliding his feet and his feet were not set. The Providence point guard or player at the time that had the ball ran into the Kansas guy. The Kansas guy went down. His feet were not set. They called that a charge. It was and they called it an offensive foul. It should have been a defensive foul known as a blocking foul. When your feet are not set and you're still sliding, it is a blocking foul. You're blocking your lane to drive to the basket, and that is an error in judgment. Now, yes, I've blamed refs before where there were 15 missed holding calls against Michigan State in the Michigan football game, and there's been other times in refs and just stuff. But you gotta, at the end of the day, you gotta take responsibility of yourself and your team and how well did you perform. You can't blame everything on the ref, but there are certain incidents that could decide a game where the ref calls a bad call or something that's just BS. Nonetheless, let's go right into the stats for each player, and then we'll go into the team stats, and I'll go into the recap for Michigan. This is probably my final Michigan video for the season, unless I'm going to say probably by April or May, when National Signing Day is over for basketball. That's when I'll do a video on Michigan's recruits and talk about who's coming in and stuff. And obviously, right now I want to talk about Caleb Houston, Moza Diabate, Frankie Collins, Kobe Buffkin, and all those guys are freshmen, and they're moving up. And obviously, Terrence Williams is a sophomore who's also moving up to a junior. Those guys that I just stated are moving up to freshmen. I'm sorry, from freshmen to sophomores. My point is that they can only get better. And with having a full season underneath your belt and also playing in a very competitive tournament and getting that experience in your first year is great. Because let me tell you right now, if you're a team that doesn't make March Madness and you have all these freshmen on it, they're not going to have that 1 year of experience tournament national championship basketball opportunity on their hand. So they won't know what it's really about and stuff. If you're a team like, I'm sorry, I have to bring up Texas A&M and stuff, and you have freshmen on your team, it's going to suck, because if next year you make it into the tournament, now those guys have to get mentally ready and get better at their game, but also now it starts as year one for them playing in the tournament, those freshmen, and now they're sophomores and stuff. Now, Hunter Dickinson, I don't know what his story is. I don't think he'll leave. He'll probably stay. And he has some unfinished business, but making it to the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 for the first 2 full years under Juwan Howard is still pretty impressive. Obviously, the first year doesn't count because of what happened, and the games got canceled before it happened. So, yeah, still pretty impressive. But guys like Brooks, Devontae Jones, and Brandon Johns Jr. are all leaving. They're probably going to the NBA. I don't think Devontae Jones is that great of a player. I don't know if he'll make it. Johns Jr. was not that great. He should have been good. He was good last year. I don't know why he struggled so much. Other than that, I have nothing more to say about this. So let's just go right into the stats and the recap of the game. So first off, we got the Michigan guys here. I'm going to go with Michigan first because it's just up. Moza Diabate here got 7 points, 6 rebounds. Hunter Dickinson got 15 points, 15 rebounds, and 3 assists. Now, look, he got a lot of rebounds, and that's great. But if you can't put the ball in the basket, you're going to have problems. And that's what happened with Michigan. Lost by 8 in a very competitive, close game. and we just couldn't get it rolling. Eli Brooks with 14 points, 2 assists, and 5 rebounds. I mean, those were the two guys that really did stuff for us. Jones with 4, 4, and 7 points. Caleb Houston with 5 points and 2 rebounds. Williams with 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 5 points as well. Renaissance Jr., 2, 1, and 0. And Frankie Collins with 1 and 2 points. Now I can go over to the Villanova side. So we got Samuels with 22 points, 1 assist, and 7 rebounds. Brandon Slater with just 3 rebounds, everything else 0. Dickinson with 6 points and 7 rebounds. Colin Gipsel with 12 points, 2 assists, and 6 rebounds. Justin Moore with 15 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. Caleb Daniels, 8 points, 3 assists, 9 rebounds. And the other 2 guys on the team have 0 and 0. Now, I have stated before I go into the stats here, that for a team to win, you must shoot well at the foul line. You must crash the boards and get more rebounds than the other team, and you must cut down on the turnovers. The 3-point ball will come when you need it most. This is not about the 3-point shooting. That's more NBA style, run, catch, shoot, where, yes, they'll drive inside occasionally. But college basketball is all about team ball, moving the ball around, finding the good shot, driving inside, and going to the hoop and drawing fouls and stuff. The 3-point ball will happen when you need it or when you have a wide open 3. Shoot that 3. But at the end of the day, it only comes when it's absolutely necessary for a game. Now, you don't get desperate until towards the end of the game when you need 3. Look, 34.4%, 37.3%. Neither team could really buy a bucket. They were slightly better. 33.3%, 30%. Now, yes, granted, we shot slightly better at the 3-point line. But again, if you're not getting to the line and shooting well, 7 for 14, 50%, and they shot 10 for 12 with 83%, that's what's going to win you ultimately in the end. Now, yes, I can talk about the Tennessee game that I did last time where they shot only 11% from the 3-point line and stuff. But at the end of the day, still shooting from the line is really where it matters, and getting rebounds and shooting good from the field goal altogether. Now, look, 8 turnovers, 7 turnovers. That's not that bad of a difference. 3 steals, 5 steals, 6 blocks, 4 blocks, 11 assists, 10 assists, 14 offensively rebounds, 10 for them, 41-38. So yes, we had more rebounds, but we shot worse altogether. They shot better here. They shot better here. They shot slightly worse here. But at the end of the day, they still did it. And they had 1 more foul. Regardless of that, they still did what they had to do and won the game. So other than that, let's just go into this freaking recap bull crap here with this game. And I don't even want to talk about like how bad, we played. We just played physically not the best game, but I am going to miss Eli Brooks because he was a vital part of our offense and stuff, and I can't wait to see what happens next year. I also want to state that we had mismatches on them, but it didn't affect us that much. So nonetheless, the game is the game, and it happens. Let's just go right into this. Obviously, we'll start with the ball. Jones bringing it up here. Gives it to Houston. Oh, little mismatch there by Diabate. Hunter Dickinson got 3 guys around him, gives it to Houston, and a nice cut to Houston there. That was beautiful, and that was a good shot. Brooks in trouble here. Passes out to Houston. Houston for a 3. Yes, sir. He got bumped a little bit there, but I'll let it slide. It doesn't really matter that much. Now, look, I like when Michigan gets out to a hot start, but a team like this can come right back, and there they go with a nice 3 right back at us, making it a very close game now. Hunter Dickinson in trouble, gives it to Jones. A nice cut for Jones, and he is in. Beautiful. 7-4. Now, let's see. Caleb Houston. Pretty good defense there, but better offense by the Wildcats. Only 2 turnovers for Michigan here. Under Dickinson, good defense, but better offense again. Just a Good cut by Samuels Jr. there. Eli Brooks, a high-skying arc, could not get it, and Hunter Dickinson grabs a rebound, says, thank you very much, I'll be there anyway to get your points. But you can't rely on the big man for every shot, so it really depends on this. And it really depends on who's down there to help out. You cannot depend on one guy to do it all for you. Now, that was a stop. I mean, that looked like a travel, but I understand they call it the gather step and something like that. So it really wasn't a travel, but it looked like it. There are times where something looks like it. I know refs don't call it. They let him play. There's too much lenience, though. Oh, good shot by Moussa Diabate there, though, with his nice shoulder and just able to put it in. But then teams just, this is probably where teams started just getting cold on both sides. Oh, good shot there and a nice three. I mean, 15, 11. I mean, we were down. Can't leave a guy wide open on the three-point line like that. And now we are in trouble, down 7. Well, we were in trouble. I mean, we still lost nonetheless. But yeah, see, there goes Hunter Dickinson, a nice roll into the shoulder and able to go right to the basket and get it in. Brooks coming around the side there. Brandon Johnson Jr. in trouble, gives it to Hunter Dickinson, and beautiful shot right back in. Ooh, Jones Jr. says, get that crap out of here. You're not taking that. Williams brings it up the court. Williams in trouble. Hunter Dickinson getting almost double team there, says, hey, I can still hit a shot and I can still get it in. Thank you very much. Misses a 3. Jones there. That guy falls like a drama queen. I don't know what happened to him. Let me fall and do something there. I don't know what's going on. Everyone's on ice skates in this in these games. He just flops backwards like a wacko. I don't know what happened there, but okay. Jones bringing it up again. Jones has a pretty good motor and a pretty good jumper. I mean, he got a couple good shots in. I like the way he plays. I thought we were going to go on a big run and stuff, but no, that's a foul. I mean, I don't really know if Hunter Dickinson left the floor there and stuff, but they called it. And he's straight up, so I hate how they're like, oh, he bounced off his body and stuff. For 3 and good. Here we go with Williams. He says, hey, let me hit a 3. Thank you very much. And we'll make it a 2-point game. I like Williams, though. He's definitely a really good player, and he's definitely improving. Moussa Diabate. Oh, a nice block there. I mean, that was stellar. Cannot leave a guy wide open like that. Oof. Freaking flops again. Some guy is falling. I mean... Oof, a steal there. I mean, just bad way we played. I mean, Eli Brooks gives it to Moussa Diabate, and he, yes, hesitate there, pump fake, and go up. Now, I thought we were going to come alive in the second half. We trailed going into halftime each time, but, I mean, off glass. Now we're in the second half, obviously, here. So that was a beautiful 3. When game recognizes game, give it to Brooks, and Brooks driving inside. He says, yes, I can make that. Thank you very much. Beautiful shot. Eli Brooks is a very good player. Oh, man. I mean, just a good shot by Villanova there. Really strong. Jones got injured, and he almost broke his leg, I think. So, well, he's back in now, but he was definitely shaken up. Good shooting by Villanova here with a couple of 3s. But you cannot run your offense for through 3-point shooting. But Eli Brooks says, I don't care. I'm going to shoot that. Almost got Hunter Dickinson on the fake there. Johns Jr., you're leaving a guy wide open. See, that's what I don't like about Michigan's defense. They were really good last year, but their defense was terrible this year. They leave guys wide open on the perimeter. You don't do that when a team like Villanova is really good at shooting the 3-point ball, and that is why you don't do it. See, last year, the same thing happened when teams played against Michigan. And this is the same thing. I'm just telling teams in general. You don't leave a team wide open on the perimeter when they have one of the best three-point shooting that year. Michigan was one of the best three-point shooting teams last year, with averaging between, I believe, 35 to 42, I believe, percent a game or something. And that is what ultimately helped them win a lot of ball games as well. You don't do that. You have to play better defense there. And they just don't. They leave their guys wide open. That's arrogant, though, clapping and stuff. Like, I mean, getting hyped. 37 now. Thank you, Eli Brooks. Leaves the guy wide open on the perimeter. See, they left one of their best shooters on the perimeter. What does he do? He says, I'm going to make you pay. I don't know how that guy came back in there and flew in, but whatever. Beautiful shot by Villanova. I'm telling you, there are very good shots here. Oh, Diabate says, let me dunk, though. Thank you very much. Johns Jr. has some pretty good defense, but, I mean, definitely needs to play better. Look at that. That guy just pump fakes him, gets him knocked out of his shoes, and basically says, nope, thank you very much. I'm going to take those 2 points. Diabate goes in. Oh, man. I mean, I thought he was going to be able to dunk on him again. Williams gives it to Jones. Under Dickinson. Oh, thank gosh. Got the basket. And you did not want to see how many times we missed easy layups like that. Now, I've clearly stated that this game was mostly about how well they shot the ball from the line and just getting rebounds and stuff. But definitely Michigan had problems. They had easy layups all game, and they just could not get them into the hoop. And again, it's that same thing. Momentum. Lots of momentum in March Madness for Michigan. Then they get to a certain point and they completely implode on themselves. UCLA, lost by 2 points. Villanova, lost by 8 points. I mean, you get those cold nights, and sometimes it just happens. It happens to every team. It happens. Sometimes you're just not feeling it, and it happens. But other than that, let's get back into these highlights. So, see, I don't see how this is a foul here. Let's see, because, like, look, I don't know, pause it. Like, I'm pretty sure he's on the ground and his arm is up. It's just so stupid, some of these fouls, how it's like, oh, it's a foul because I went off your body like that. Really? My arms were straight up. It should be on the arm, because there was a rule. I'm going to pause it right here just to explain very quickly. There was a rule. I believe it was Virginia versus Auburn when Virginia had the redemption. I forget who the point guard was on Virginia, but he stuck his leg out and kicked his leg out into the Auburn guy as he's falling backwards to get the three. They count it and call it an N1. That's not a foul on a defensive player. And they clearly state the rule now. You can't kick your leg out to draw a foul. Like, if someone's in your floor space and you fall backwards and they don't give you any place to land, and that's blatant, then yeah, that's fine. But you can't kick your leg out to get a foul and stuff. And that Virginia guy kicked his leg out. So if it happened now and Virginia and Auburn were playing each other, just stating it here just to understand what I'm basically saying, is that if that happened today, right now, let's say Virginia and them are playing right now, they would revoke that and say, oh, that's an offensive foul or that's illegal. You can't kick your leg out and stuff. He obviously, the Auburn guy had given you enough floor spacing. You can't do that. So there are definitely some wacko calls here. I don't like the ones where, oh, I'm going straight up. Oh, you bounced off my body or something. There are definitely ones, though, I've seen with, like, my friends and I have argued where a player is banging around too much in the paint, like a big guy and stuff. He's just banging off the body, just slamming his defensive player around too much. That should be an offensive foul too. I mean, definitely some stuff like that. Other than that, let's get back right into it. So you got Eli Brooks here with the ball, gives it to Hunter Dickinson, gives it to Frankie Collins, who struggles a little bit. He goes up. Oh, a nice under the basket layup there. They gave it to the wrong points, obviously. Jones is hurting his leg right now, so he had to come out. Frankie Collins, again, gives it to Brooks. Oh, and he gets blocked. Didn't see it there, so we got a shot clock violation. But come on, I mean, Oof. A beautiful shot by Villanova there again. Frankie Collins. Come on, dude. You cannot rely on Hunter Dickinson for everything, but I'm trying to go for the steal. Beautiful shot by Hunter Dickinson there. Oof. A nice try tip there by Frankie Collins. He definitely has a lot of great defensive play and stuff. And, just slipped right past Hunter Dickinson and able to get it in. You cannot pass it to Hunter Dickinson every play. Right back to Frankie Collins. He says, I can't get it in, but it will stay with Michigan. Hunter Dickinson in trouble. Gives it out to Brooks. Brooks says, let me hit a three. Thank you very much. Make it 48-54. 50-54. And I thought this is where we were going to come back, but it just didn't work and didn't happen. And, just a bad night. And the carnage continues up 8. Oh, man. Oh, no, up 9. I'm sorry. Ooh, rejecting there, Mo. My Hunter Dickinson. And, oof. Nice shot there. And that is the game. So, unfortunately, couldn't get anything else going for us. And we lose. But, hey, it happens. And, Michigan lost in the Sweet 16. But, yeah, so we'll see what happens next year. I hope this team is going to be better, though. These players are only going to get better. So until next time, guys, don't forget to stay radical. I'll see you in the next one. But those are my thoughts on the Michigan Wolverines for this basketball season. Obviously, I've done everything for football. That's pretty much done. So there won't be any more football videos until September when the season goes back on. And we'll be doing those recaps and stuff on that and have more fun with that. Obviously, this is the final game for the Michigan Wolverines basketball season until I fully get the web page with their full recruit list once they are done recruiting players for the 2022-2023 basketball season and also everything else later on. So we'll see where all these other players come in. And yeah, so that's all I have to say about this. So until next time, guys, don't forget to stay radical. I'll see you in the next one.